Hey fight fans, in the last video we showed that Oliveira accused Makhachev of lying, and in an interview with ESPN, Makhachev reacted to Oliveira's accusation and answered him. So we're going to talk why the fight will definitely not reach the referee's decision, but will end in a submission or knockout. Or maybe the referee will just stop the fight, but in favor of whom? So what do you think? Who will get the UFC lightweight belt on October 22nd? Let's see why Justin Gaethje is so sure that Islam will not dominate Charles. He is confident that Oliveira will fight the way that he needs, and not as Makhachev wants. But first, let's hear what Islam Makhachev said to Charles Oliveira, so let's go.
When they offered this fight, I say doesn't matter where. I told him I gonna come to the Brazil with my sit in my horse and come to Brazil. I tell you, say doesn't matter where and when.
You don't like the idea of going into a stadium that everybody wants you to lose and he's their guy. Like you don't like it.
This is not helping. This is not helpful. Nobody, When the cage is closed, who is gonna help him? Doesn't matter how many people there. But I don't know. For me, I don't care. But it's in Abu Dhabi, it's gonna be my people. If he thinking about this, it's gonna be his big problem because all people is gonna support me there.
According to the Russian, he considers Oliveira a very serious opponent, but does not think that the Brazilian himself believes in his success. He said, "I don't think he believes in his victory. When he challenged, he called anyone but not me. I am a difficult opponent for anyone because I always have one plan: to transfer, hold down, wear down. I am a terrible opponent for anyone, and everyone knows it. If Oliveira arrives in Abu Dhabi in very good shape, there will undoubtedly be sparks. It doesn't matter how many rounds we have. I'm ready for anything, stand-up boxing or wrestling. This is my goal, my dream, and I train a lot to achieve it. I will be in very good shape," Makhachev said in the interview. Now, I think that Makhachev is not sincere here when he says that he is ready to fight Oliveira in a standing position. And here's why. I'm more than sure that Makhachev in the very first seconds will try to transfer Oliveira to the ground. Therefore, you can just forget about the fight in the rack. And if he really decides to try and stand with Oliveira in the rack, then remember what Oliveira did to Chandler. So then just listen to what Justin Gaethje says.
And he hurt me often, he hurt me early. 10 seconds in, I was, really hurt. And probably 4 times after that, I felt something I've never felt in a cage. So, yeah, it's a feeling. It was a feeling I've never felt. Usually you get hit, call it a buzz, call it a flash. And this is more like my tongue just went on a super powerful battery. And it just, my entire body, it was crazy.
I am sure that the Russian will use the combat sambo technique. Of course, he will do what he knows how to do best, but Charles Oliveira will be ready for this. However, Justin Gaethje thinks that Makhachev will not dominate him. With this fight over Oliveira, he said, "I'm 100% sure that Islam will not dominate Charles. That's all. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel it. It will be a great fight. I wish I could be there and had this fight did not take place in Abu Dhabi. I think Charles will go ahead. Islam will try to stop him and perhaps succeed. Makhachev can succeed in certain moments, but I don't see him tiring Oliveira. Even if Islam looks better in the first 2 rounds, I don't see Charles being exhausted. Oliveira will fight the way that he needs," Gaethje said. Let's be honest, Islam has never had such rivals. Oliveira is a very dangerous guy both mentally and physically, and the poets of Islam need to carry out this confrontation unmistakably, without leaving a single loophole for it. If there is a loophole, I am sure Oliveira will crawl through it and will not leave any chance to Makhachev. And of course, Oliveira needs to be very careful, because whoever makes the first mistake will lose in this battle. And former UFC lightweight champion Anjos believes that Oliveira, the champion, deserved to fight in no man's land. Yes, exactly as a champion, of course, Oliveira is not officially a champion, but everyone knows it well as the name of the world lightweight champion. I completely agree with Dos Anjos. He said, "Now Charles is going through a good period in his career. He is fearless. He is a fighter to the core. When you have the thought in your head that you are the one and that no one can defeat you, you become truly impenetrable. Oliveira goes through just such a moment. I think it's a tough fight for Oliveira. What will play in favor of Islam is the fact that the fight will take place in Abu Dhabi, which is bad for Charles. As a champion, he has earned the right to fight on neutral territory in the US or even in Brazil. but their argument was that Charles no longer owns the belt, Dos Anjos said. Now, being a champion does not necessarily mean being the most talented fighter. Composure, firmness of character, and the very champion spirit are no less important components of success. If Makhachev is also not inferior to Oliveira mentally, then he will definitely have a fight of the year. Now, this fight will definitely not reach the referee's decision, but will end in a submission or knockout. Or maybe the referee will stop the fight, but in favor of whom? So whatever you think, or write your thoughts down in the comments. On October 22nd, who will get the UFC Lightweight Championship belt? Well, that's all for today, so don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it helps us grow, and thank you for watching.